Do you ever just feel like modern life is, well, just a lot?
Definitely.
Like you're constantly juggling notifications and to-do lists and just the sheer pressure of everything.
Mhm.
And all you really, really crave is a place to just breathe. Like a space where you can genuinely relax and recharge and feel completely at ease right there in your own home.
It's funny you say crave because I think for a lot of us, it's actually becoming more of a necessity now, for sanity.
Right.
Our homes really should be that refuge, shouldn't they? Kind of bubble of calm in the middle of the storm, not just another place where stress, follows us right in.
Absolutely. And that feeling, that wanting a personal sanctuary, that's exactly what we're diving into today.
Sanctum.
We've looked through the material you shared, which is this really interesting mix, looking at everything from like design psychology and well-being research to these timeless principles like feng shui and hygge.
Yeah, broad range.
And our mission here is basically to dig into all of that and pull out the most actionable insights, the really important nuggets, to help you listening turn your space into that stress-free zone. What does it really take?
Well, if we're going to build a sanctuary, the material makes it pretty clear. You first have to clear the ground.
Oh.
And that starts really fundamentally with decluttering.
Okay, decluttering. I feel like for a lot of people, that word alone just feels stressful, It sounds like this massive chore.
It can feel that way.
But the research you shared suggests it's way more than just tidying up, doesn't it?
It really, really does. I think one of the most impactful insights from the material is how clutter isn't just like a visual annoyance. It's an actual physical stressor.
A physical one? How so?
Well, studies mentioned link being in cluttered environments to increased levels of cortisol, that main stress hormone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It genuinely impacts your nervous system and your mental state. It makes relaxation harder. It reduces your focus. And it can even contribute to feelings of anxiety or just feeling overwhelmed. Think of it like the chaos in your space sort of mirrors the chaos in your mind.
Okay, so it's not just about looks. It's directly impacting our biology and our mental health.
Precisely. And the flip side is the documented mental health benefits of clearing space are pretty significant. It can dramatically improve your mood, give you this really tangible sense of control and accomplishment.
I can see that, like you've achieved something.
Exactly. It can boost your self-esteem and even lead to better sleep quality because your mind isn't constantly trying to process all that visual overload. It basically frees up mental energy for other things like creativity or just being more efficient.
That connection between physical space and like mental bandwidth is really powerful.
It is.
The material also brings up that idea, popularized by Marie Kondo, of evaluating items not just for utility, but asking if they spark joy.
Yes. And while that spark joy feeling is subjective, the core idea behind it and what the material points to is asking, does this item genuinely add value to my life or my space or my mood? Or is it just adding to the visual and mental noise?
Okay, practical time then. For someone staring at, like, a mountain of stuff, feeling completely overwhelmed, where do they even start? What steps does the material suggest?
The key is break it down. Don't try to tackle the whole house at once. That's just setting yourself up for failure. Maybe.
Right.
Start small, really small. Tackle just one drawer or one shelf, or maybe focus on a single category like clothes or books across different rooms. That makes the whole task feel much more manageable, not insurmountable.
So little victories build momentum. Is that the idea?
Exactly that. Then take it one item at a time. Pick it up. Make a decision about that specific item. Keep, donate, discard.
Okay.
And if you decide not to keep it, the material points out something interesting. Donating items can actually give you a positive emotional boost. It reinforces that good feeling of clearing space.
That makes sense. Doing good while tidying up.
Yeah. And a crucial tip, often overlooked, is dealing with paper-cluttered junk mail. Old newspapers, deal with it immediately. Don't let it pile up. That stuff multiplies.
Guilty is charged on that one. Okay, that feels very actionable. And rewarding yourself after finishing a small task. Does that help?
Absolutely. Acknowledge the progress.
Yeah.
Celebrate the small wins. And then once you've purged, the material doesn't just stop there. It talks about setting up systems to maintain the calm.
Maintenance. The hard part.
Well, simple things can help, like using drawer dividers, clear labels for storage boxes, thinking vertically for storage using wall space, and maybe using multifunctional furniture like storage ottomans or beds with drawers underneath.
So it's not just a one-time big clean, but creating habits.
It really is. The key to keeping it a sanctuary is that ongoing maintenance. Maybe dedicate just a few minutes each day to tidying, putting things back where they belong, or adopting a one in, one out policy.
Wait, I want to...
Yeah, if something new comes into your home, something simmering has to leave. It helps prevent that clutter creep from starting all over again.
Okay. Clearing the physical space, clearing the mental space, that feels really foundational.
He is.
So once that kind of quiet baseline is established, how do we actively build the sanctuary? The material you provided really emphasizes engaging the senses, making the space feel a certain way, not just look neat.
Right, and this is where we start connecting to those broader concepts you mentioned earlier, like feng shui, which is all about harnessing energy flow or qi to create harmony and serenity. It focuses so much on how a space feels, and also hygge, the Danish concept.
Ah, hygge, that feeling of warm blankets and candlelight and just coziness.
Exactly. Conscious coziness, everyday happiness, feeling safe and protected from the outside world. And engaging the senses is totally core to both of those ideas.
So where do we start with the senses?
Let's start with sight, color.
Okay. Color's impact on our mood is, well, it's undeniable, isn't it? It's incredibly powerful. For that calming sanctuary vibe, the material consistently recommends soothing, lighter colors. Think soft blues, greens, gentle purples, maybe muted pinks.
Calming shades.
Exactly. Neutrals like white and beige are also highlighted for promoting peace and making a space feel, bigger and airier.
And you don't have to repaint the whole room necessarily.
No, absolutely not.
You can bring these colors in through furniture or drapes, rugs, pillows, that kind of thing.
Right. The material gives some specific color advice too, like using analogous color schemes, those are colors next to each other, on the color wheel for a really harmonious, peaceful feel.
Okay.
Soft tones of green or blue are noted for their inherently calming energy. The material even touches on how warmer colors like soft reds or oranges might be used carefully in more energetic areas, while balanced colors like gray with a hint of lavender can provide this lovely sense of tranquility and stability.
And visually, one more thing, creating a focal point in each room, like a striking piece of art or a key piece of furniture. It helps ground the space and give your eyes somewhere to rest, creating visual harmony.
Okay, from sight to touch, textures and comfort seem really vital in the sources.
Absolutely. A sanctuary needs to feel comfortable, not just look it. Comfortable furniture that actually encourages you to sit back and relax is, well, it's a must.
Not just pretty furniture you're afraid to sit on.
Exactly. Furniture you actually want to sink into. And the material talks a lot about incorporating natural textures, things like wood, stone, wool, linen. They bring that grounding feel of the outdoors in and really enhance the overall ambiance.
That sounds lovely. And what about soft, comforting textiles? The material specifically mentions things like faux fur rugs, velvet cushions, cozy throws.
Yes, for alleviating stress and anxiety, creating that sense of tactile pleasure. It's about how things feel against your skin.
Which leads perfectly into creating cozy corners. I saw that mentioned.
Yes. The material highlights dedicating specific spots, maybe just an armchair with a soft throw and a good reading light, purely for relaxation and comfort. It's like a physical invitation to just de-stress.
I love that idea. Okay, let's talk about sound. In our noisy world, this feels incredibly important for a sanctuary.
Oh, it's huge. Noise is a major and often overlooked stressor. The material shares some really smart, practical sound dampening techniques using design elements you might already have or could add.
Like what? Beyond just shutting the door?
Yes. Things like thick rug pads, especially felt ones. They're apparently excellent at absorbing sound, particularly speech and music frequencies.
Really? Felt pads?
Yeah. And the rug itself matters too. Sturdy rugs with a tight weave, sometimes indicated by a higher number of knots per square inch, are more effective at blocking sound than thin, flimsy ones.
I never would have considered the weave of a rug for sound. That's fascinating.
It makes a difference. And then windows, often big entry points for noise. Thick window treatments are key.
Heavy curtains.
Exactly. The material suggests looking at the fabric weight, something like 12 to 18 ounces per yard, is apparently pretty good. And how you install them matters too. Extending the curtain rod, say 3 to 4 inches past the window frame on each side, helps block more sound and light from leaking around the edges.
Smart. And my overflowing bookshelves. Am I finally justified in keeping all those books?
You absolutely are. Bookshelves filled with books are excellent sound absorbers. The density of the wood and the books themselves helps dampen sound waves traveling through the room.
Vindication.
Wall decor helps too. Art, tapestries, or even specially designed acoustic panels can break up sound reflections.
And what about those little gaps around doors and windows? I feel like I can hear everything through them sometimes.
You probably can. The material points out that even tiny gaps can let a surprising amount of sound through. Using things like draft stoppers at the bottom of doors or even acoustical caulk to seal gaps around frames can make a really noticeable difference.
Wow, okay.
And if ambient noise is still an issue after all that, adding soothing sounds like white noise or brown noise machines can effectively mask disruptive noises, helping your brain kind of filter them out.
Okay, so that covers sight, touch, sound. What about smell and light?
Crucial. Strategic lighting is key. Soft, warm lighting, think lamps with warm-toned bulbs, or putting lights on dimmer switches that promotes relaxation. Contrast that with bright, harsh overhead lights, which can feel really jarring and, frankly, stressful.
Yeah, that fluorescent hum. Ugh.
Exactly. And natural light is repeatedly emphasized as just vital for well-being.
How so?
Well, the material stresses that natural light helps regulate our circadian rhythms, which means better sleep. It boosts mood, reduces stress and anxiety, and even helps our bodies synthesize vitamin D.
So clean those windows.
Basically, yes, maximize natural light.
Yeah.
Maybe combining vertical windows with skylights if possible for optimal effect. That also allows for quick ventilation, which is important too, freshening the air.
And finally, scent. Does that play a big role?
It does. The power of scent to instantly influence mood is pretty significant. The material suggests using calming essential oils like lavender, chamomile, rose, or ylang-ylang to add another layer to that feeling of sanctuary.
Through diffusers or...
Diffusers work great, or even simple things like sachets in drawers or closets can make a subtle difference.
Okay, so we've cleared the space. We've thought about how the space feels through our senses, sight, touch, sound, light, scent. What's next in building this sanctuary, according to the material?
The next big piece is bringing nature in.
Ah, plants.
Plants, yes, but it taps into this concept called biophilia.
Biophilia.
Yeah, it's basically our innate evolutionary need to connect with nature. And given that many of us spend like 90% of our lives indoors these days.
Wow, 90%, that's depressing.
It is. So weaving nature into our homes becomes incredibly important for both our physical and mental health.
And the benefits listed are pretty impressive. Reducing stress, improving air quality, boosting focus and productivity, improving mood. It's quite a list.
Exactly. And the most accessible way to do this, highlighted again and again in the sources, is through houseplants.
Okay.
They add beauty, of course, create a
Right.
sense of life and harmony, contribute to that positive energy flow people talk about. But a major takeaway is their air purifying power.
Right. I saw claims that some plants can filter a huge percentage of airborne toxins.
Yeah.
Can you highlight a few specific plants the material mentions and what sort of nasty stuff they help remove?
Yeah, this is where the research gets really practical and useful. The snake plant, sometimes called mother-in-law's tongue,
Uh-huh. Seen those. Very architectural.
they are. And they're a beginner-friendly powerhouse.
Yeah.
Apparently, they filter out formaldehyde, xylene, toluene, trichloroethylene, and benzene. These are common toxins found in things like cleaning products, furniture, carpets. Just be careful not to overwater it.
Wow. Tackling that many things at once is impressive.
Yes. Peace lilies are beautiful, those white flowers. They're effective against benzene, formaldehyde, trichloroethylene, ammonia, and even mold spores.
Mold spores, too.
Yeah. They're great for lower light areas,
Yeah.
but a key caution in the material is their toxicity to pets if they're ingested. So keep that in mind if you have cats or dogs.
Good to know for pet owners. Definitely.
Boston ferns are classics, right? Lush foliage. They help remove formaldehyde, xylene, and toluene. They do love humidity, though, so maybe a bathroom or kitchen is a good spot, or you need to mist them.
Okay.
Areca palms give that nice tropical vibe and tackle formaldehyde, xylene, and toluene. They need bright, indirect light and humidity, too.
Aloe vera. I know that one for sunburns. It's on the list, too.
It is, and it's super low maintenance. It filters formaldehyde and benzene. Needs bright light, but it's pretty forgiving if you forget to water, especially in winter. Plus, it adds a nice sculptural texture to a room.
Any others that are particularly effective or easy to care for?
Well, chrysanthemums can filter ammonia and benzene, bringing in some nice color. Though the material notes, they can be a bit harder to grow indoors. They prefer cooler temps and moist soil.
Okay, maybe not for beginners then.
Maybe not. But spider plants are incredibly easy care, perfect for beginners, and they remove formaldehyde and xylene. Plus, they make little baby spider plants.
Oh yeah, the little spirette.
Exactly. And devil's ivy, or pocos, is another low-maintenance champion. Good for formaldehyde and benzene, super versatile, you can let it trail or climb. Just avoid overwatering.
So really, incorporating plants isn't just about making the place look nice, it's actively improving the air quality in your sanctuary.
Exactly, it's functional beauty. And beyond plants, the material suggests other ways to weave nature in, incorporating wood features in your decor, using seasonal natural decorations like pine cones or branches in the autumn, or even considering more ambitious ideas like green walls or moss panels if you're really keen.
Wow.
It's all about bringing the vitality and peace of the natural world indoors.
Okay, so as we layer all these elements, decluttering, engaging the senses, bringing in nature, the material also talks about defining specific sanctuary zones within your home. What does that mean?
Yeah, it's about recognizing that a sanctuary is fundamentally a place for rest, relaxation, and recharging. It should feel quiet, allow for reflection. This doesn't mean your entire house has to be a silent contemplation zone, of course.
Okay.
But dedicating specific areas for specific kinds of calm makes it more achievable, more intentional.
Like those cozy corners we mentioned earlier for reading or just
Stop.
chilling out?
Designating those spots.
Yeah.
And then there's the idea of creating a sacred area, maybe specifically for meditation or quiet reflection.
Sounds serious. Does it need to be elaborate?
Not at all. The material makes it clear this doesn't need to be fancy. It can be a simple corner with a comfortable cushion or chair, maybe some blankets, and items that hold personal meaning for you, perhaps crystals, essential oils, photos, whatever resonates.
The key is that this is a space you actually use for mindfulness practices, right? Like journaling or breath work or meditation, a physical cue for mental calm.
Exactly right. It signals to your brain, this is the place to slow down. And if you happen to have any outdoor space, a garden, a patio, even a tiny balcony, the material suggests making that a peaceful zone, too. Another really important point of connection with nature.
And throughout all of this, making the space yours seems absolutely crucial. Personalization.
Oh, absolutely paramount. Your sanctuary needs to reflect you. It has to feel authentic. Surround yourself with things that genuinely bring you joy or peace or maybe motivation.
Like what?
Art you love, books that inspire you, music that moves you, photos of loved ones, souvenirs from travels, even your own DIY creations if you're crafty. This personalization is what makes the space feel like a true haven that belongs to you and nobody else.
That makes total sense. It has to feel like home.
Right.
And finally, the material highlights one specific zone as perhaps the most critical sanctuary of all, the bedroom.
Yes, there's significant emphasis placed on the bedroom as the inner sanctuary. The place dedicated to unwinding and achieving peaceful sleep, which is, the cornerstone of overall well-being.
So applying all these principles we've talked about specifically to the bedroom.
Exactly. The color palette is particularly important here. Think muted, neutral, calming blues, greens, pinks, or maybe earthy tones that are really conducive to sleep.
Right.
Furniture choices should ideally aid organization and keep things calm. Beds with built-in storage, chests of drawers to keep surfaces clear of clutter.
And the bed itself is obviously central to this.
It is. The material stresses a quality mattress as an investment in your sleep health. And the bedding matters too, the right duvet thickness or tog for the season, pillows that really support you, the feel of the sheets.
You mentioned cotton earlier.
Yeah, cotton is specifically mentioned for its luxury feel and breathability, which is great for better sleep. How you dress the bed, making it inviting, contributes significantly to the sleep experience and the room's calming ambiance.
And reinforcing that calm with soft lighting, maybe those calming essential oils again?
Yes, all of that. And a really key tip from the material for the bedroom sanctuary is making it a screen-free zone, or at least limiting screen time significantly before you go to sleep.
The dreaded blue light.
Exactly. Dedicate that space and that time before sleep to truly calming activities. Maybe reading a physical book, journaling, gentle stretching, or meditation.
So looking back at this whole deep dive into the material you provided, it's really clear that creating a personal sanctuary isn't just one thing. It's a multi-layered process.
It really is.
Touching on the physical, clearing stuff out, the sensory, how it feels, looks, sounds, our connection to nature, and our own personal expression.
That sums it up well. And I think the core takeaways distilled from everything we looked at are, first, that foundational step of decluttering for mental clarity. Can't skip that.
Right.
Second, softly engaging all your senses using color, texture, sound, light, and scent intentionally. Third, bringing the healing power of nature indoors, especially through those helpful air-purifying plants. Fourth, defining specific zones within your home that are dedicated to different kinds of peace and relaxation. Fifth, making sure your space is deeply personal and reflects you. and with a particular focus on making the bedroom a true retreat for rest.
It's really not just about decorating, is it? It's about intentional design for your own well-being.
Exactly. And as the material suggests, creating a sanctuary isn't really a destination you reach overnight and then you're done.
Yeah.
It's more of an ongoing process, a continuous investment in yourself and your peace of mind.
It's recognizing that having a place that feels like a true refuge from the world isn't some kind of luxury item.
No, it's essential, especially now.
So here's maybe a thought to carry with you from this deep dive. Thinking about everything we've discussed, clearing space, engaging your senses, bringing nature in, creating zones, personalizing it all. How could you take just one small, manageable step this week
Yeah.
to make just one corner or one room, or maybe even just one surface in your home feel a little bit more like your personal haven, a true place to just breathe?
What single insight that we talked about resonated with you the most today? What are you inspired to maybe try first?